area of North Saddle Creek.
6 News First told you about it last week, and tonight our Bella Caracta is giving us a first look at the potential renovations.
Dozens of people showed up Tuesday night to learn more about the coming changes to their neighborhood. The project area covers North Saddle Creek Road from North 50th Street on the left side of your screen to Hamilton Street on the right side of your screen.
And so what we want to do is improve what's already here, right?
City Council President Pete Festerson presented the main changes: new sidewalks, lighting, landscaping, and parallel parking. Lead engineer Chris Rowling presented the designs, going from a street that looks like this to this, highlighting continuous sidewalks that are set back from the street with added landscaping and amenities like benches, trash cans, and lighting with on-street parking. Pedestrian safety is top of mind for David Repair, who lives in the area, goes to church nearby, and has 3 kids to keep track of.
There are some places where I wouldn't feel comfortable with my kids walking after night.
Another main change coming is turning this 5-way intersection to a 4-way intersection.
Because it's terrible, and you sit there and don't know who's supposed to go next.
Plus, accommodating for pedestrians like this woman, second guessing when it's safe to cross, waiting her turn without a crosswalk. The new design removes access to Saddle Creek south of Hamilton Street to eliminate some of that confusion at the intersection. Longtime resident Ronnie Gray welcomes the coming changes.
I'm really excited about the wider sidewalks, the green spaces, changing some intersections around. I think it'll be a lot more pedestrian friendly, which is fun. It's exciting for a city.
Public comments were collected and are still open online. On your side in Omaha, Bella Caracta, 6 News.
The plan for the rest of the year includes finalizing the design, utility relocation, and construction. This construction is expected to start this upcoming summer and then finish up sometime next summer.